Hello, hello, and welcome back to Temptations Ballad, where we're exploring the Firefly Festival, and Sid's given the Cole a piggyback ride, kind of. It's on the shoulder. It's cute. It's cute, damn it. Cole grumbled as he peered into the flowing crowd. Artemi wasn't exactly tall. Finding her would be like picking a needle out of a big pile of needles. They needed to find her soon. The two of them didn't exactly have the status to butter up nobles without her. Come on, boss, relax. Finding her shouldn't be too hard. I've been looking and shouting for her for the last 20 minutes. I'd like to see you do better. Sure. That was adorable. Look at this face. Oh, no. Oh, hello. Greetings, Sir Sid. Hi. How the fuck? Cole, I've run into a terrible predicament. All the food in game stalls seem to require money, and I lack the funds to participate. Would you be so kind as to lend me a few copper pieces? What happened to that big bag of gold I gave you after the fighting ring fiasco? I told you, it is a holy knight's solemn duty to donate their earnings to the church. Artemi's wagging tail drooped with a hint of shame. I know I should be placing my efforts into the missing ruby investigation right now, but it would be a shame to ignore the festival while we're here. Look at all these delicious foods. You know this isn't a vacation day. We've got work to do. Oh, now you want to act all responsible and whatnot? Cole opened his mouth to retort, but was cut off by the sensation of something slithering up his shoulder. A puny mortal. What are these heavenly scents that I detect? Oh, that's probably all the fried food, street food. There's some roast potatoes and octopus in that stall over there. My dad's probably setting up his cheese stall somewhere around here too. Malice bolted up sharply. Mortals, I command you to sample each and every one of these delicacies. My journey to the material plane will not be complete without it. The jousting and brawling tournament is in a few hours. We need to prepare. And I don't want to shove my way through this goddamn crowd again. The tiny snake's head whipped back with a melodramatic wail. But the smell is so enticing. We must have a taste while we're here. Why must you be so cruel? Mortals must consume food to extend their already feeble lifespan, don't they? I concur with Sir Noodle. We must be in top condition before we continue pursuing our objective. An empty stomach will not do. I am a bit hungry. Dude, you're supposed to be on my side. I am. I'm just saying, this might be a good chance to mingle with the crowd and catch some gossip and news about the people we're going after. What do you say? 2 birds with 1 stone. And you can keep riding on my shoulders, if you want. Cole grumbled reluctantly. Keeping these idiots on track was proving more difficult than he expected. He didn't want to wrangle his way through the crowds again, but Artemi's puppy dog eyes were difficult to resist. Alright, fine. But make it quick, and don't get too distracted by festival stuff. We need to actually keep an eye out for the suspicious folks in the arena, in the area. Okay. Now that their arms were stuffed with festival snacks and food, they better start searching for suspicious folks in the area. Where should they start? Oh, I have to choose. Couple arguing behind the... Now move it 5 feet to the right. No, my right! Why is the city watch so goddamn useless? Wes? Okay. Oh, what voice did I do for Wes? It's been a hot minute. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to click. Okay. No. Excuse me. Show a little gratitude, you old hag. I didn't even need to help you in the first place. Cole's ears perk up at the whining voice of a familiar coyote. He peered across the street at one of the many glowing crystals towers that line the cobblestone road. Two figures were arguing furiously amongst themselves. Wes was huffing and puffing as usual, while struggling to shove one of the crystals into position. And next to him, a short woman was tapping her foot in annoyance as she flexed her hand, sparks of violet magic resonating with the glowing crystal. Battle. Okay. You know, this could have been set up ages ago, before the festival even started, if the City Watch didn't swamp me with busy work and cut funding. We were understaffed. Setting up the festival was already a hassle, not to mention this fainting phenomenon that's been cropping up across the city. You're lucky to receive funding, or help in the first place. The woman rolled her eyes behind her big round spectacles. With a wave of her hand, magic poured into the crystal and strengthened its glow. She took a step back and admired her handiwork, while wiping the sweat from her brow. Yes. Thank you for allowing me to help you do your damn job. Why couldn't you just hire a few adventurers to help me set up all these crystal towers? Wes crossed his arms indignantly. The City Watch, couldn't consort with no adventurers. We are an independent and honorable bunch. Didn't you guys get chewed out by the church for jailing the Chosen One yesterday? That was an honest mistake. It's not my fault she was consorting with morally corrupt folks like that goddamn bonebreaker boy. Wes's eyes suddenly widened as he suddenly spotted Cole riding atop Sid's shoulders over the crowded streets. The coyote elbowed his colleague and jabbed an accusatory finger at Cole. Didn't you say these crystals, doohickeys, were supposed to sound the alarm if there were suspicious folks in the area? Why is that goddamn hyena allowed to just walk around willy-nilly? The woman glanced towards Cole and his friends with an unimpressed look. That poor boy is just minding his own business and looking adorable atop his friend's shoulders. My spells are designed to, detect actual threats, not your petty personal grievances. Oh, let me assure you, that hyena is a menace to society. Okay. Cole grinned and waved towards Wes enthusiastically. Oh, Wes, did you miss me? He was immediately met with a glare and a raised middle finger. Behind him, Artemi glanced towards Cole and Wes with a curious frown. Odd. What was that strange gesture that Wes just made towards you? Sid and Cole sighed tiredly. It's called flipping the bird, Artie. It means... It's a sign of great respect towards someone. Oh my god. Cole blinked and glanced up at Sid in shock. What? No, it's not. Oh, I see. Thank you for explaining. I've always had such a hard time comprehending these strange idioms and gestures. Cole elbowed Sid. Dude, you can't make jokes like that around Artemi. She's going to end up flipping someone off important. Yup. Cole stared at Sid for several long moments before giving him an impressed nod. Wow, I didn't think you were capable of, this kind of pettiness. Nice. She's absolutely going to kill us later, but nice. Not even a moment passed before Artemi enthusiastically thrusted her middle finger towards Wes from across the street with a grin. Wes immediately froze and in flabbergasted shock. His colleague, on the other hand, fell over, cracking with glee. It appears you've made a friend. What did I ever do to her? Well, besides throwing her in jail, I guess. But she did barrel through a storefront with a wagon. The woman's eyes widened, and her gaze snapped towards Artemi with delight. Wait, is that the creator's chosen? She scurried across the street and grasped Artemi's hand in an uncomfortable, tight handshake. It's a pleasure to finally have a chance to meet you. I've read all about you and your kind in the, Magistrate's Arcane Records. Artemi was taken aback, but returned her handshake with a polite bow. Ah, it is nice to meet you as well. To whom do I have the honor? The name is Agatha Stoker, a personal arcane researcher for the royal family. The woman's face fell. Well, former arcane researcher. Good old King Roderick got tired of me being correct all the time and fired me. Now I'm just a public safety enchanter whose job it is to make sure the pleasantry doesn't set themselves on fire. What? I'm not bitter or anything. It's not like I've been severely inconvenienced from being cut off from all of my state-of-the-art research equipment and resources. Not at all. I love my new job. Agatha let out a laugh that absolutely did not sound like she loved her new job. Now I spend my time installing safety features for festivals instead of researching life-changing science. What a glow up. Is that the purpose of these arcane crystals? Why, yes. These crystal towers are among my latest inventions. Each one of these babies are filled to the brim with various public safety spells. They detect nearby burglaries and automatically set off an alarm spell in response. They function as streetlights at night, and they even put out nearby fires that exceed regulated limits. My favorite feature is a spell that screams shameful insults if you urinate in public. Okay. That sounds very useful. I am sure the city is grateful for your efforts. Agatha sighed with a tired smile. Does it? Does it? Sure. Sure wish I could say the same for everyone. That knockoff cowboy over there is the worst coworker I could ever ask for. All of this work could have been completed weeks ago. Wes gaped at her, utterly offended. I did all the heavy lifting and carried these blasted arcane crystals. The bat rolled her eyes and raised a hand to her ear. Huh? Do you hear that? I think someone is being robbed down the street. What? I didn't hear nothing. A shrill wail suddenly filled the air as an alarm spell was set off several blocks away. Ah, sounds like some random citizen is in desperate need of the city watch. Why don't you go humor them, Wes? Wes puffed out his chest, then immediately took a mad dash down the street. Ain't no troublemaker's gonna make mischief while I'm around. I'll show you what the city watch is made of. The group watched as Wes struggled against the flow of the dense crowd and eventually disappeared into the distance. Not the brightest, is he? The woman adjusted her glasses and turned towards Artemi and her friends with an overly polite smile. Ah, but enough rambling from me. So, chosen one, who are your companions? I hope everyone is enjoying the festivities. Oh, where are my manners? Allow me to introduce Cole Bonebreaker, the leader of the adventuring party I've joined recently. Hey. Cole squinted at Agatha suspiciously. Behind him, Sid waved awkwardly. Hi, I'm Sid. Yes, yeah. Don't care. Wow. Wow. Sid winced and dropped his waving hand. The woman didn't even spare him a look before leaning leans forward and grasped Artemi's hand firmly. Listen, Artie, could I, humbly beg you for a small favor? As the Royal Arcane Researcher, I specialize in advancing medical procedures and life-giving magic. And no magic is quite as potent and life-giving as celestial magic. Celestial magic from the Creator's Chosen herself, well, that provide no end of breakthroughs for my research. Celestial magic from the Creator's Chosen herself, well, that provide no end of breakthroughs for my research. Did I? Okay, I guess I accidentally scrolled back and didn't realize it. Oh well. Agatha's glasses glinted with excitement. Artemi leaned back uncomfortably from the researcher's closeness. Could I trouble you to provide me with some samples of your magic when you have the time? It would help me continue much of my former work. Think of all the lives you could help me save. Well, if I can assist with altruistic endeavors, I will be happy to help. It is my sworn duty as the Creator's Chosen to aid those in need. Agatha clapped her hands with a delighted laugh. Excellent! Oh, excellent indeed. I promise that you will not regret this. Oh, why don't you meet me in my lab tomorrow? The researcher laughed and bounced on her feet like a giddy schoolgirl. Oh, this day turned out much better than I expected. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. My research will finally advance after all these years. Suck it, Roderick. Artemi, Cole, Sid watched uncomfortably as the older woman crackled blissfully to herself. I think this lady has a few screws loose. Artemi elbowed Cole with a scowl. Be nice. She may possess some of the information we seek. She cleared her throat loudly and turned back towards the giddy researcher. King Roderick. Did you know His Majesty well? What was he like? Oh, you know what people say. He was a decent king who advanced the proliferation of arcane crystals and magical technology. He did wonders in funding arcane research, researchers such as myself. But behind closed doors, it was all an effort to save his wife. Artemi sighed. Poor Queen Tabitha. You know, I was in charge of finding a cure for her crippling condition. I was a good researcher, but I wasn't exactly a miracle worker. My methods managed to prolong her life for almost a decade, but eventually her health failed her. I can't blame Roderick for growing frustrated over my lack of progress, but did he really need to throw a tantrum and fire me? I was thrown out of the Magistry's research halls too. Such a waste. She adjusted her glasses and shook her head. Oh, there I go rambling again. I better get going and finish installing those those crystal towers. Hope you youngsters enjoy the festival. Artemi, Cole, and Sid waved goodbye as the bat made her leave. As soon as she was out of earshot, Cole elbowed Artemi with a stern look. Geez, you really shouldn't trust every poor sap you run into. That lady was like the perfect match of our suspects' descriptions. Wizard, wimpy, and around 5'10" tall. Artemi scowled. That description describes half the magical population in the city. Didn't you say that I should utilize my status as the chosen one to our advantage? Yeah, but just be careful, will ya? I don't trust that lady at all. I mean, her name's Agatha. Wasn't that the name of the babysitter in, like, I only know her from the Fantastic Four because she shows up there, but, like, she's like a babysitter there. That was Agatha, right? The witch lady that's connected to Wanda? Something like that. Artemi crossed her arms stubbornly. I've worked with worse. Behind them, Sid scratched his head with a tired mumble. I'll just leave all the buttering up noble stuff to you two. I really don't have much to give here. Wait a moment. The three of them jolted up, startled. Agatha dashed back towards them with a look of someone who had just remembered something important. She leapt at Cole, pinched his cheeks, and examined him closely. Hey, hands off! You! What did you say your name was again? Bonebreaker. Now, why does that sound so familiar? Her eyes widened as she took a step back. Ah, yes, I remember now. One of your fathers broke into my lab many years ago and stole some of my research. I could never prove to the authorities that it was him, but I just knew. This was many, many years ago. Cole rubbed his sore cheeks with a frown. That doesn't sound right. One of his fathers. As much as he hated to admit it, Hamish wasn't the type to get caught if he intended to steal something. That only left Papa, but he didn't have any interest in magical stuff. What did this mean? If I may ask, how old are you, young man? 23. Why? The researcher's eyes narrowed. 23 years exactly. Dawning realization washes over her face. She smiled and stared at Cole with fascination. How interesting. Cole glanced at her suspiciously. What kind of research are you accusing my papa of stealing? Agatha let out a quiet laugh and pressed a finger to her lips. It's classified, I'm afraid. However, might I interest you in volunteering for my research as well? I am certain we can learn much from each other. Cole fell quiet before slowly shaking his head. A hard pass. If I want to know, I'll just ask my papa. Agatha nodded politely and smiled. Ah, yes, Morrow Bonebreaker. An infamously honest man. She bowed her head and proceeded to take her leave. Cole glanced and watched her disappear back into the crowd. Boss, you okay? That was kinda weird. And Cole shook his head warily. I really don't like that one. Okay. I will end the part here. I will see you all around.